Never ever. You understand? I say yes. I say, but anything, what would they be giving you? You have royal birth, what would they be giving you? So, but the day you double deal, that's your downfall.
Okay.
For them, the fan, they told me, called me, stood there, they prayed on the tomb of the ancestors, go. Never. So I walk in the well with my faith in God and God alone. And that's one of the battles I had. And I told them off was a group of people when they were calling themselves Christians or what.
Yes.
I don't interfere with them. They don't interfere with my faith.
Exactly.
You do what you want if you think, but never you even dare come close. And I told them off.
Okay. Why were they coming close?
Oh, I don't care. I
I
mean,
don't know
those are just
close to people.
the question. Instead of wisdom, what my the father did, he gave me a Bible, Good News for Modern Man. Your own philosophy, why is it not public if it is for good?
Exactly. Why is it secret?
Why is it secret?
Or why is it only in the night?
As I challenge you, bring it out.
Exactly. In the daylight.
Yes. So this is a group of profiteers and opportunists because they want to capture state power. Use that to intimidate people, initiate them, make them to come adhere to them, and they pay for and get corrupt. And those are the things that led us to war. Because the spiritual aspect of the war, these individuals.
Okay. And they're happy with the war.
But
they're still promoting it.
The state capture. And also because they themselves are not free to say yes or no. You know that they said this and that and they move forward. But I can say yes, no. So, and because of that, I did not go out to seek riches.
Exactly.
If you seek riches from the wrong place,
yes.
Because you want to buy a car,
or you
want to live a particular type of life and things like that, tell me what life is more gracious and better than the one we lived in our homes. Where our mother and parents took us to the farms to went and planted groundnut, maize and others, to go and harvest cocoyams, who came back in the evening, were boiling groundnut, eating and singing songs and things. At this point in time, in retrospect, tell me what life you have better than the one you had by your parents at home in those days.
In those days, in the common village.
Then you say you want to get riches. I never did that. If I didn't have the money, I didn't have.
Okay.
I never. When I went out and I served somebody's case, I did it faithfully. And say, so help me God. And sometimes when I hear the story, I tell them, I say, oh, I'm just a human being, let's pray.
Okay. Wow.
Go and pray and I pray. And I come. And I do the case and I win. Nobody will ever say the idea of people taking clients' money, going to rob the poor, widows, people died in accidents, and you buy a car, say I live a good life. You know what? No.
Exactly.
Absolutely. My mother said no. The fan said no. And I've kept faith. And it also banned me. If you see a case between one family and another,
yes, well, be objective.
Don't accept.
Oh,
if you cannot send it back to me.
Oh, okay.
And that's why I implemented that. I either reconcile them and solve the problem. If I cannot,
you don't go into it.
I said no. I send it back.
Wow.
Now, these values are extremely important in the matter of character. The cases that we are doing, they affect real human beings. Some of them death, some alive, and many more unborn. Our actions and the cases and everything affect them.
Okay.
And it can only be with the help of the Lord Himself, God Himself. If you believe that,
Yes, sir.
you are a lawyer, and in your mind, you say that you are doing this to advance the work of God. You will succeed.
Okay.
I did not. Let me tell you how the road to the Hague
Came about.
I used to hear over the radio there was a court in Arusha, Tanzania. We had a court for Rwanda. After the war in Rwanda,
Okay.
people died.
Mm.
I bought a ticket one day.
Okay. A plane ticket.
Yes.
Okay. Well.
Because that time I had a case of a sort of what called a crisis, a contested election to be the president of the Bar Council.
Okay.
And I knew my background.
Yes, well.
And on the other side, we had my distinguished friend Achaleke.
Okay.
The election was a very, very, very tough election.
Hmm.
But there was a deadlock for 3 days.
Wow.
At the end of the day, Honorary Member was there. He told me, it is only you and Nchumbonga.
Hmm.
They say, can only you to break this deadlock. Achaleke is a senior to you at the bar. You all come from the same common law.
Okay.
We know maybe you press on maybe you may win.
Hmm.
Because Madam Siwe and all other lawyers from the West, they just actually thrown their weight behind me.
Okay.
And I got a sizable part of the lawyers from the Bassars,
Wow.
my late friend, Bannon and others.
Okay.
And at the height of it, they wanted to go for another decision, which I was sure was going to win. Forestier said this, and Lekelefac, Dr. Diana Chamu.
Yes.
It was a very tough decision for me. Very, very tough. I was hurt because of the involvement of the politicians.
Okay.
Abotabi, may so rest in peace.
Yes. Minister of Higher Education then.
Yes, the Prime Minister John Bote and others, because a number of people, because they were saying that, oh, you know, Kere was our classmate in Lycée, Moloko.
Okay.
I came from far,
Yeah.
junior to the same, although they were here. And there were some of them, and they even making statements in the radio, television. And I wanted to prove to them that I didn't care. I'm not a coward.
That's true.
I want to lose on the floor or win on the floor.
Yeah.
It's not a carry, it was not about a carry.
Okay.
It was not about, it was about the conduct of these outsiders. And why? Because they heard me saying that when I win the election, I will fight against corruption.
Exactly. Which is good.
But when Forestier said this, and Sister Diana, I got out to the microphone and said, yes, as I will disappoint you people who have been here for 3 days. Let me stop this agony. Achaleke came.
Akeremuna.
Yes, I said, there was no election. Okay, congratulations.
You give it to him.
Yeah. I respect him, he respects me. I respected the brother extremely well, Ben Muna.
Okay.
He was a leader. And I respect Achaleke, respect as a friend.
Wow.
But I did that because power for it, yes, that Diana, I'm not from Lekelefac.
Yes, well.
And I came back and I was reflecting about this. But I said, no problem. Suddenly I thought, I bought a ticket and went to Tanzania. They saw me in that court. I carried my files, everything. Luckily,
Yes, sir.
I came to the court. I saw the secretary. The secretary said, no, your name is not on the list. That's not how people get here.
Okay.
You must apply, and it's a commission that may put your name on the list. I stood there thinking during break.
Yes.
Everybody I got to saw me. I was still standing. To say, come, I came. Do you have your file? I say, yes. I do. She put our forms. Help me to fill all the forms.
Okay.
The chief of section was not there. There was somebody deputizing.
Okay.
One Amosoga from Togo. He went to the man, I don't know, spoke, something. One of our miracles in our lives.
Yes. This
That
is one
man
of them.
took the wrote to put my name on the list. So go and wait.
Okay.
I left. When I got home, I came to Washington.
I see.
There were phone lines between where the worst phone lines you could not have. But I had a phone there in the office. I left with my junior brother, Crisanto was there.
Okay.
3 months after, the phone call from Tanzania,
Beautiful. Mauritius.
just once, it went through. My brother got, they said they wanted me. He said I was in US. Double number, they called me.
Okay.
I left on the 23rd of October 1999. I got to Tanzania.
Okay.
The man was, the lead counsel was a Belgian,
Okay.
old senior lawyer, 84 years old, but
Interesting.
Dumont.
Yeah.
So he was in there, you have to sign. If you are called a scorecard, you have to sign. He refused. For some reason, he did not sign.
Okay.
The court gave an order. I got into the system by an order, not through the procedure. The court gave an order. They put my name.
Wow.
2 months after I replaced my lead counsel, and I've been lead counsel ever since.
Wow.
He had a problem. And recommended me. The same man who had refused to sign,
Yes.
he now recommended me.
Wow.
And the P chambers came. The registrar delayed
Yes.
in doing the effective appointment. The P chambers came for interlocutory appeal. I was alone. Kale de Ponte was on the other side. The prosecutor was 7, and Benmona, all of them 7. I argued against them. The P chambers appointed me lead counsel. The only one
Can you imagine?
who had been. And one of the judges,
Wow. This is 1990.
yes, no, 1999,
1999.
October,
sorry.
yeah.
Almost 2000.
No, it is 2000 now.
Okay. Wow.
Shabodin, he called. I said, no, this young man, why? The way I did my presentation.
Exactly as 40th used to do.
Exactly.
Wow. Barrister for it.
So, I didn't know, I remained there from then to 2014.
Yes, well.
But within that time, by the time I was leaving, I was called to Sierra Leone.
Okay.
Special Court for the Revolutionary United Front of Sierra Leone. Maurice Calon, the deputy leader. Then I was lead counsel in 2 courts.
Okay. In Sierra Leone.
Yes,
Wow.
Sierra Leone and ICTR.
Okay.
Lead counsel in 2 courts.
Interesting.
Then left from there again. After some time, the Constitution of Kenya came. I was called for one, the Vilmasanga.
Yes, well.
And thereafter, brought to the ICC, Lead Counsel, one of the Institution Central African Republic,
Okay.
Bemba, Article 70. Then now, Article Institution in Uganda, the Lord Resistance Army, don't know when.
Yes, well.
Now the situation in Darfur, General Banda,
Yes, well.
and continuing, So I can say that if under certain circumstances, a human being will be driven and by certain values.
Okay.
What can I say? That injunction that my mother gave me on the 40th Anni, we take somebody's case, don't be deal. With that ability to know that the people before you, both witnesses, victims, and accused, are human beings, and that you have, although you are in the court of law, but also you are playing a certain duty, divine duty to God, that God has put you there to help to solve a problem, and that you alone can make a difference in that courtroom. In advising the client to say, irrespective of your situation or what you are, God still loves you. Pray and pray. At the end of the day, God is the true guarantor of justice. And that we are here today because there was a conflict and so many people died. Many of them will never be here to plead their cause. But that you have also a duty to make sure that their perspective is continued, to give them a voice, and that the accused person, the witnesses and the victims, many of them they come from the same community, their family will remain the same community. You come there to do justice, but not to aggravate the problem. And it's not a matter of you looking for glory for yourself. The glory must be to God and to God alone.
That's powerful.
And I think when we know this and reflect on this, we can all make a difference. And I think it is not easy to do that. In the course of this, we meet many people. We meet heads of states.
Wow.
We meet ministers. We meet generals who go to the battlefront. We meet all sorts of people. We know people around the whole world. And yes, do you really have a lot of influence? Sometimes you have influence, but it is not the power, the influence you have, or the platform. It is the ability for you to come at the end of the day and ask yourself, did I contribute within the perimeters of the values, the cultural and family values I got from my parents, and also from the religious Christian values I had from my church and my ministers, with that guiding you and the Holy Spirit of God leading, did you in that particular looking at that person, ask yourself, if you are a true Christian, if it was Christ himself standing here and this person here, how would he have done it? Of course you are not Christ. But have you often asked yourself this question and let the answer guide you? Or do you often also do as I do? In the most you ask, if my mother, who died 20 years ago, were here and she was to advise, what would she say? And get the answer. Does it guide you? As a human being, you are not a robot. Just because other human beings were doing this and that. People call this attitude, they say stubborn, he's stubborn. No, I'm not stubborn. It is just that I'm guided by certain values. If they call that stubbornness, or some say radical, I don't know, or what that's childish to say the least. But if you have these values, and I'm always willing to have a discussion with people along that, you will know, Judge, and everybody know, I respond to all calls, all messages to everybody. And I'm a lawyer for everyone. Justice has no ethnicity.
That's so powerful. Justice has no ethnicity.
What I see is a human being before me. And therefore, if you know this, because this is a heavy responsibility.
It is.
It's a heavy responsibility. And if you know this, if you know this, you are not out, we're not here in the democracy or going to look for popularity. It's about popularity. It's about certain principles, certain values.
Indeed, a divine mission.
Yes, yes.
Something
And
very
that,
serious.
and that is, that's what I think every day
Yes.
about people.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're able to do your own contribution, so be it.
Wow.
But I've also asked myself the alternative.
Okay.
If there was an alternative,
Yes, well.
I don't. Am I a religious person? No. But looking at what my mother, my family
Exactly
told
what
me,
they told you.
and looking at what I learned from the Bible,
Okay.
Starting from my catechist to my priest, to my dear colleague, to my dear Miss Anne Postaret,
Okay.
my principal,
Yes.
and the folklore movement. When I learned, when I put them in context, this context, do I find an alternative? There's no. If the alternative is to go out and behave like everybody is doing, to benefit from the suffering of people,
That's terrible.
to go all out and seek power for the sake of using power to oppress and kill, and people go out to dance and send motion of support. By sending motion of support, you are taking responsibility for the crimes. It is not a joke. Motion of support will change nothing. You may not even care. But also have to say, let's say motion of support, let me pray.
Yes, well.
So there's no alternative to this. Therefore, there's no alternative to the biblical truth.
The truth has to be spoken and
Yeah,
the values.
There's no alternative from the values I got from my parents, and they told me, and the injunction,
Yes, well. The best.
the injunction that they gave me, and they told me the injunction is the key to your protection. Don't take anybody, don't seek from anywhere. You do this,
Okay.
go to the way, you're protected, nothing will happen.
And nothing has happened.
Nothing will happen. Yes.
That's very important for our viewers to understand, because some people think that they need other people to protect them. So you have, God has been your protector, you're a man of faith, and it has worked for you and it can work for anybody.
My friend Batibesson used to tell me
Of late, the great writer.
We should always know that those who hold the keys to the prison will end up in the jail themselves that they made for others. And we far from that. Look at some of the people that went to condemn their others.
Exactly.
Or people who are giving the glory that we should give all to God, to say this are president, this and that every day.
Yes.
When you see some of them today, you say they are walking punishment over the power.
Exactly.
But apart from that, you begin to know that you are pressing your own downfall and your own, to go out with motion of support, to support for what? No, I will never. And the people I defend, am I defending the crimes, alleged crimes they committed, or no? Well, they're defending the values.
Which
To
is
say
standard.
that, to which are consistent
Okay.
with what we learn in the Bible, that on the day of judgment, Christ will still put people to judgment, irrespective of the fact that as God, you already knew that they did this.
Yeah.
But it's not judging them based on the crimes they committed. It's judging them from what they did or did not do. I was hungry, you gave me food.
I was thirsty. Wow.
I was sick, you visited me. You were in prison, you visited me. In other words, it was service to the needy and the poor and the weak.
That's powerful.
And this is what I'm doing.
That's what you're doing. Many have testified. So
It is not inconsistent with this. And when I ask myself, is it inconsistent? I say no. Then I go ahead.
It's not. It's totally in line.
Yes.
It's Totally congruent.
Is it consistent with me to go out and praise a man when a man says go and kill and waste life? God forbid. On the contrary, the man should have sleepless nights whenever he thinks about me.
Exactly.
That may be in protecting the weak, the victims, may cause some punishment to be meted out on him. Or he may be lucky to escape the punishment. Who knows? God is. Take note, Judge.
Yes, sir.
There's something I heard in Cameroon. Some people saying that the president is the controller of time. There was one in the Mayembe Bakome, wrote editor in Cameroon Tribunal. He said, "Oh, the president is so methodically control of time." That was outright blasphemy.
Exactly. Terrible.
God will call God the timeless God. The timeless God is controller of time.
Of course. He's the creator.
So when you hear all this blasphemy that pollutes the conscience of the young and the unborn, our children today are born with war, all the films, all the stories they hear about war,
blood.
about this, about glorifying human beings. Human beings are competing with God
Can you imagine that?
for the glory that belongs to God alone. And people think I should go along with that, and say no. I did not glorify my own great-grandfather, Fantama Songoyi, whom the historical record has proved is one of the greatest African anti-colonization heroes in the world today.
Yeah.
The historical record has shown that.
Interesting. That's powerful.
Have we glorified him? No.
No.
Have I glorified my father? No. Have I glorified my mother? No. So why should I glorify another human being?
Who is doing the wrong thing?
Yes. And then it is God who makes sure the blood of these people is in me, in my living veins. There are people there were any reason to glorify. Do I praise them? Yes. And how do I praise them? By living by the values and the standard they set.
That's powerful. Values and standards.
That's it.
You only glorify God.
Because we do not, my generation, do not have any right to destroy those values. If you cannot leave them, stay.
Yes, but don't
Leave them, but don't.
Don't criticize it. Don't say it's not possible. Because that's not good for the young
Why?
generation.
Go your way. We will continue because they were right. That's why I now glorify another human being. Who are the heroes of my life? As Fantama Songoyi, Taku, Fantama Lefa, Fantama Jufwa, Helen Tabonga Saba. These are the heroes in my life. And many other heroes on our land that I know, the Franca, the Fabella, all this, I mean. And whenever they saw me, you know one thing about the Bahamas, they never greet you directly to say, who are you? Whose son are you? Whose child are you?
Okay. That's interesting.
Whose child are you? When they know your parents, they know where to put you.
Oh, okay.
So, if these were not dignified parents, our parents' ancestors were not dignified people, why will people be up to date in our own generation acting that way? Because they expected that. Because of who your father is, you're supposed to behave.
It's the standard.
Yes. So why would I glorify people? So wherever I am, at ICC, it is a fact that there is prejudice, there's racism, there's everything. Okay. But that is a reason for us not to rise up to the levels to bring this level. Those values were brought from our own homes, from our own parents, from our own race, to make it a dominant race. The answer is